had some early experiences when I was a senior in high school. Back in 1962, they had the World Series of Sports Fishing on Lake Tenkiller. The last 2 days was on Lake Tenkiller, where my dad had a resort there, and all of the top bass fishermen in the world stayed at my dad's resort. And I actually went fishing with those guys about every single day. They would practice. There was no rules about how many days you could practice like we have now in fishing tournaments. And so they would fish for a couple of weeks, and they would all have me go out with them fishing. And the reason they did, of course, I was 16 years old, and I was showing them the good places on the lake to fish. But from them, I was learning some really, really good things about bass fishing. And a lot of people might not know the names nowadays, with the exception of perhaps Virgil Ward. I fished with Virgil Ward. He's the first guy to teach me how to fish a plastic worm. Although he taught me incorrectly at the time, it was the right way to fish a plastic worm. We really hadn't learned how to fish it correctly.
Pretty good right there. Maybe a little further out. Watch this coming up. Oh, that's a nice one there. That's nice. Gotcha. Well, that's a nice one right there. We'll take those all day long. Big old pretty fish.
The better era for bass fishing is right now. There's no doubt about that. The guys that were really, really good, the people at the pioneers in these games, people like Bill Dance and people like Ray Mursky and Ricky Green and Bo Dowden and Ricky Clunn and Roland Martin and those are the guys that pioneered this game, and they were great tournament fishermen. We could do things that the young guys can't do. A young guy can't go out and find a spot in the middle of the lake and triangulate that hole by things on the bank and go back and find that spot again. They just simply wouldn't have a clue how to do it. They don't have to anymore. They've got an excellent on their unit that tells them how to do it. Somebody from 1,000 miles away calls and gives them some numbers. They stick it on their locators, run out there on the lake they've never seen in their life, start fishing the exact same spot instantly.
Oh yeah. Here. There, that one.
Everything is better. Not only everybody talks about the electronics, and the electronics are 100% different. I remember when Carl Lawrence first developed the little black box, and I actually told my dad, I said, I'll catch every fish in the lake. I just know how deep it is. Up until that time, once I could not reach the end of the 6 or 6.5 foot rod, I knew it was over 6 foot deep, and that's all I knew. But once I learned how deep it was, I told my dad I'll catch every fish in the lake, which I didn't do. And then after a while, they developed a locator you could put on your boat, and you could run up on plane, but not fast, but maybe 15 or 20 miles an hour, and then still out there. So you could kind of run around 15 or 20 miles an hour and tell how deep it was, and find ledges and drop-offs and roads. And I told my dad, I said, for now, I will catch all the fish in the lake. I'll catch them all. Catch them all, Dad. I said, they can't hide from me. And I still couldn't catch them all. And then we went into that to where we could run our boats at 60 miles an hour. Before we could run them 60, run them maybe 55 and read the bottom, and we thought for sure we'd catch them all, and we didn't. And now we have down vision, side vision, front vision, we've got everything now that's, we've got chirp technology on my Ray Marine now. I've got what they call chirp technology, and all of the units over the last several years have been running with straight ping, where it just sends out a ping and bounces up and interprets that ping on one frequency. And now with chirp technology, we're sending down multiple beams and multiple frequencies and sending back pictures that we've never had before. And only a couple brands of locators has it out there now. I think maybe only one brand right now in addition to Ray Marine, but they'll all have it. And now we can see fish located in grass if the grass is not too thick. We can see fish located inside of brush piles that we've never been able to see before.
There, that one. Yeah, buddy. I'm talking about. Look at that. That's a mammy jammer right there. Bad mammy jammer right there.
It started in maybe a tournament where I really needed a fish to either try to get a check or win a tournament, and I give that fish a kiss maybe.
Oh, they can't get away now. Booyah,
or back when we first started fishing on television, and we started doing television shows 38 or 39 years ago, we would get to the end of the day and we would be looking for what we call the closing fish. We're trying to catch a really nice quality fish, maybe a 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 pounder to close the show on. Okay, it's the end of the day and it's a great way to end the day. And I'd kiss that fish because for 2 reasons. One, that meant we had successfully completed the day from a television show standpoint. And secondly, we were so wanting to catch that fish because sometimes you get down to the last 2 or 3 or 4 hours of the day, you might need that closing fish at 2 o'clock, and all of a sudden it's 7 or 7:30, and you're still looking at that closing fish. Because when you think about it, the outdoor shows, those are the original reality shows. We were doing those. People like Roland Martin and Bill Dance and I, the 3 legends. You know, I've been doing a show this is the 38th year on the air. And the shows we're shooting right now are for year number 39. Bill's been doing his 4 years longer, 5 years longer than me. And Roland's been doing them a couple years longer. So, you know, those shows were done before there was such a word as reality television. But ours was always reality because we let the day make the show, whatever happens out there. I fishing with Dale Morrell today, and he said, "I got a secret weapon, boy. You beat me." And we stopped the first hole out here fishing 25 foot deep with using those new Yum bad jammas, and I caught 10 and I caught 8 and he caught 3. And he was just said, "Oh, I don't know. I just don't know how it happened. We're doing the same bait, same thing, going out here in 25 foot of water." He said, "It happens every time we go fishing. I don't know how it happens. It just happens." And I said, "Well, it's just like that, just like." So we go over to another hole and we're fishing the spinnerbait hole in 12 foot of water in a creek channel. And the first one I catch is a 5 pounder, and I catch 2 or 3 or 4 more. He finally catches one, and he says, "Well, I said, I got my secret weapon. I'm going to put my secret weapon on." And I'm fighting the fish. He said, I've had it. I'm putting my secret weapon on. I'm fighting this fish. I get the fish. And I look back here and I look, he's just got a spinnerbait, same spinnerbait tied on the end of his rod. And I said, "What's the same bait you had?" And I look up and he's got this blonde wig on. He's got this blonde wig on. He's got this full blonde wig on. And I throwed my rod way out there as far as I could throw it with a big crankbait on it. And he said, "Give me that rod." And he grabbed my rod and he said, "Got it all now. I got your lure, I got your hair, I got your rod." And he catches a 4 pounder. I swear, if I'm lying, I'm dying. Exactly how it happened. I never got that rod back. I think he's taking it back to Arkansas.
Probably. We'll be talking a little bit. Let Dale talk about youth outdoor education a little bit later today. I know a lot of boys and girls that like to catch that one.
Yeah.
You're looking at one of them right here. Isn't that a fat fish? Look how fat that fish is. Dale, you remember the last time we fished for Cacho? Oh, he's trying to jump back in the boat, get some more sugar.